I'll give you a great story. Me and the DOC, this one of the greatest writers of hip hop. We're in here writing this song, struggling with this beat. We can't come up with shit. It's like the fourth day. Nigga, Dr. Dre fly, a nigga from New York into LA. We all in the studio. 30 minutes later, that nigga shit is done. He wrote Dre shit and my shit. And it was flawless. And me and DOC was like, well, looks like this nigga outstruck us on this one. So we're going to take the back seat and I'm going to accept it. And it was still Dre and it was Jay-Z and he wrote the whole fucking song.
Really?
How do you, when you write for other people, I don't know if you do it anymore, but when you used to do it, how do you get, like, still DRE is one of the greatest written songs ever, not rap, but you actually write it exactly how Dre would speak? How do you channel, because you have to be that character to write for them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But on that reference track, I'm doing Dre and Snoop's vocals like that. Like,
Wow.
yeah. Still. The reference track, it sounds like them. The Foxy reference, I'm glad nobody can find that. But you gotta have a somewhat like a reverence for them. Like obviously, like, you know, the music they were making in the Chronic and all that, you know, in order for me to like really like get the essence of Dre and Snoop, it had to be like a studied reverence of, you know, what they were doing. To say, like, even put myself in their shoes. Think about that record. So that record came after Dre leaves Death Row.
It was all about reminding people.
Yeah. How? My last album was The Chronic.
That's one of the best lines in hip-hop.
On the new album, you said, my life almost got cut short on the mask till Jigga told Dre hate it or love it was a smash.
Yeah.
Was there a chance in your mind that you were gonna get dropped from the album because Jay?
No, it wasn't even. It didn't. Jay-Z was the determining factor on like Dre, really coming back in and really locking in on the documentary. You know, it was kind of like he probably thought in his mind, but I'm assuming it's like maybe I really got to go listen to him.
Welcome. Episode 27 of the Minority Agenda Podcast. Episode 27 of the Minority Agenda Podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Thornton. To my left, we have the hip-hop encyclopedia himself, Mr. Ricardo Mexicano, right? I did that completely wrong. I didn't get to say the Luchador Tag Team Champions and all that, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm back from a mental break, a internet break. I appreciated my 6 days of being gone, but I'm not done. Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. Let me turn that down a little bit. I'm not done a little bit. To my right, we have a very special person. This man is the sole reason. This man is the reason why Charles Barkley called Anthony Davis street clothes. He's the only person who would send that text like, yo, Charles, this how you bash him. This how you bash him. He's also the reason why Luka Doncic won't leave Dallas. He has a son named Luka. He has a daughter named Laurel. I said daughter. He has a girlfriend named Laurel.
I wish it's not my daughter.
I'm on one today, right? So you have two L's. You have LLJ. You know, that should be your brand. LLJ. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Welcome to the Minority Agenda Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Isaiah Thornton. My two great co-hosts, Mr. Jacob Gray, Mr. Ricardo Mexicano. Man, how you guys doing?
Doing lovely.
Doing fantastic.
I love this beat.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it. As soon as I heard it, I'm just like, yes.
Where do you rank this beat?
Playing Camp Low.
Where do you rank Camp Low?
Camp Low's pretty underrated just because they didn't release too many things. And they're like a duo, and they're like duos were like kind of like a thing of the 90s for sure. And, you know, they're really underrated. I think they're amazing, but, you know, just kind of fell into obscurity after a while. But I mean, their stuff was always like really, really amazing when it came to like the beats and like the way they would rap. Like they would be saying words. They would have like their own language, like literally their own slang that you could not understand if you weren't in that circle.
Camp Low versus Little Brothers in a versus. Who you got?
I would say Little Brother. just because I love Fonte. Like Fonte, they're my top 5.
Okay, that's respectable. That's respectable. But we are here, episode 27.
Yes.
I was gone away after our last episode. As soon as that episode was uploaded at 6 a.m., I was on to Pittsburgh, Texas around 10-ish a.m. to make sure everything was uploaded straight. So I was uploading to Twitter, I was uploading to Instagram, I was uploading to Facebook, and then I chucked the deuces. And when I chucked the deuces, the guys will tell you, Ricardo and Jacob will tell you, when I chuck the deuces and leave on this podcast, this Roadcaster setup that I have, I don't change nothing for the week.
Yeah.
This same stuff that I just played will be here next week until next Wednesday. We are now recording on Wednesdays. I want to announce that. So all these episodes will be coming out on Thursday. It works better for us. It works better for the pod. Jacob's free more. Ricardo's more relaxed. That's great for Ricardo's sake, because Ricardo told me when we first started this, it was going to be every 2 weeks. But he's been here so far, man. Listen, we got a new president, we got a new government. Ricardo's kicking back. He here. And,
energized.
And then I also have to find a summer job. I know, right? I got to find a job, right? So we are going to be here, but I want to let people know we'll be out next Thursday again. 7 a.m. 7 a.m.-ish. That's the time I set it to, really 6:40 a.m. on Spreaker, and then it uploads 10 minutes to Spotify, and then Apple Music, it takes a little bit, about an hour to upload to Spotify. I mean, not to Spotify, but to iTunes. So I just want to inform people of that. Now,
what are some of the other platforms, that we haven't shouted out in a while that this podcast probably comes out on?
Oh, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Castbox, yes. There's a whole
Google Play, I think.
Google Play, yeah. We go out on there too. We go out worldwide. We're international.
We are.
We're international. We're almost close to 500 listens. For 27 episodes, we'll be close to 5. We're like, I don't want to say 3 or 4 listeners away from reaching 500. So shout out to ourselves on that.
Yeah.
And then also, we're gonna be working hard this summer. We're gonna find some more people. I don't like the lighting in this room that I'm in, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Now, episode 27. I keep saying that. I keep reiterating that. Where did I know people are gonna say, "Well, Isaiah, why'd you go to Pittsburgh, Texas? What did you have to do in Pittsburgh, Texas?" I had my granny.
It's your second home.
It's my second home. Yeah. You know, when I come to Pittsburgh, they lay the red carpet down. They lay all the stops. I'm known everywhere. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? No, listen. When I go to Pittsburgh, I'm ducking and dodging. I can't let people know I'm in the city. I'm like Floyd Mayweather when he goes to not when he goes to Las Vegas. When he goes to Miami. When he goes to Atlanta. When he goes to L.A. I can't let everybody know I'm there. I go to my home. I hide out. I go to town when I need to go to town, and then I go back. But I was there because I was getting my car worked on, and shout out to the people who fixed my car, Elliott Dodge Chrysler. I want to give them a very special shout out because they helped me out seriously, and they also saved me money. And they were really helpful. Also, we have some birthdays. My aunt, who is a listener, Aunt Rachel. She listens to the podcast up in Virginia. She's in Norfolk, Virginia. She listens to the podcast. I'm not going to say faithfully, but she called me last week.
Okay.
And she said, I enjoyed your podcast. And then my uncle got on the phone. He said, yeah, I didn't know that was you. He said, I really thought I listened to a real show. I'm like, we're a real show now.
We are a real show.
We're a real show. I appreciate you, Uncle. Uncle Marquell, I appreciate you for calling and telling me that. And Aunt Rachel. So happy birthday, Aunt Rachel. Today that we're recording, June 2nd, is her birthday. I need to call her, but
happy birthday!
I'll call her when I get off this episode. So I need to call her.
Rachel.
But yes, happy birthday to her. Do you guys have any birthdays or anybody coming up this month or this week? Actually,
it was my mom's birthday yesterday.
Birthday.
Yeah, so if we had been on Tuesdays, it would have been her birthday for that pod. But she had a good birthday overall.
That's good.
So shout out to Mama Gray. Yes.
Do I know anybody? My cousin. You know, she had her birthday on the 31st. No, the 30th, May 30th.
How old is she?
So shout out to her. She is 27.
Cool.
Yeah.
So she's around close to your age, Ricardo?
Yeah.
So y'all grew up together? Like you always had her at like family things, get-togethers and everything?
Yeah. She's like my first cousin.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like her and her big sister and like her big brother. Like, yeah, they're all my first cousins.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out to her. Shout out to Ariana.
Shout out.
Now let's see. I got 2 stories to tell, and then I'm gonna pass it to Ricardo. The first story is
I've been waiting for this one.
Let's go there. The first story is I had a funny moment with a Trump supporter. Really funny moment. Never
they still around?
Yeah, they're still around. And hey, you can't say that in Pittsburgh. They heavy in Pittsburgh, man. They got the signs. They got the signs everywhere. So I had a funny moment I was at the car wash. I was washing my car, and I was getting change. And this guy's like, "Man, this darn no." Well, before I say that, let me tell you what he had on. He was a biker, right? So he had the whole biker outfit. He had the chain on his belt. And the shirt he was wearing was the funniest shirt that I've seen from a Trump supporter. And, you know, my funny is a different type of humor, so not everybody's going to find this funny. But he had on his shirt was him. It was him made up because you could tell he was on a bike and it was supposed to be him. So it was him made up. And then it had Hillary Clinton tied, with her hands tied, sitting on the passenger seat behind him riding.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, "Make America Great Again. Get rid of crooked Hillary." And I was like, and I'm just sitting there reading like, oh, wow. And so then he turns around and he looks at me. He's like, "Hey, do you have change for a 5?" And I'm like, "I don't actually." Because the machine wasn't taking 5s. It was only taking 1s to give out change. And I was like, and so I looked at my wallet. I actually don't. And he's like, "Dang it." He said, "Man, it's that crooked Hillary's fault." He didn't, listen, he didn't blame Obama. He didn't blame nobody black, nobody of color. That was my takeaway. He blamed it all on Hillary. And I said, you know what? I said, well, if they're gonna blame a white woman, they're not gonna blame nobody black. I'm okay with it.
That's on me.
That was your big takeaway?
That was my biggest takeaway. He didn't blame Obama. He didn't blame nobody of color. He didn't say nothing about Latinos. He didn't say nothing about He didn't say nothing about the Latin community or the black community. He said it's Hillary's fault. I'm like, I'll take it.
Maybe.
I'll take it. I'll take it. He's blaming the change shortage on Hillary Clinton. I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Also, my second story is I now have a goat.
What?
see.
What are you gonna go for?
I didn't get a billy goat. Yes, we have a billy goat. We have a billy goat. It's not a baby, but it's probably a 1-year-old, 2-year-old billy goat. This billy goat has been stranded in the woods, or not stranded, but running around the woods, and he ended up in my cul-de-sac. And so in my cul-de-sac, everybody has their own yard, their own individual yard, and it's
fenced off and everything.
Huh?
Fenced off or no? It's open.
It's open. There's no.
Okay.
There's no. The only time there's a fence is when for horses or cows.
Okay.
So everybody has pretty much like an acre of land to themselves, like that. So but there's no fences. So all the dogs run on everybody's yard and nobody says anything. Right. So I get to Pittsburgh, or I get to my granny's house, and I see this goat. Mind you, I know she doesn't have a goat. I know she doesn't know about the goat. And then she pulls up and she says, "Oh, there's a goat." And I'm like, okay. I'm like, "So do you want me to catch it or what?" And she was like, I don't know yet. I'll let you know. And so the next day, the goat runs off. The next day, I have the goat cornered. Like I'm a Navy SEALs person. Ricardo will enjoy this. I had it cornered like I'm in the Navy SEALs. Ricardo, I thought I was catching Osama bin Laden. I really did. I thought I was about to catch something for freedom, right?
The way you manhandled that goat?
Yes. Well, no, I didn't even touch him. I didn't even touch him yet. I just had him cornered. And then my granny comes outside. Leave that goat alone. I'm finna go get him some milk. And at that point I knew. I said, she been knowing about this goat, man. She didn't want to tell nobody that she had a goat.
So it was her goat the whole time?
No. It's not her goat. It just ended up sleeping there.
It just showed up on the property?
Yeah, and it just never left. It's been here for a week. It's been here since I've been there, so since Sunday.
And she just been feeding it?
Well, goats eat grass. They eat anything. They eat grass, bushes, all
they
that.
would do anything.
So,
how big is it? Like, is it like a baby?
I'll send you the pictures of it, or I took a picture of it on my porch.
Okay.
So like this will give you an image of like where I had it cornered, and you're like, oh yeah, Zay had him. I had him in my
I had him.
But yeah, it was a great week with my grandmother. We got a lot of stuff done. Check on your grandparents. That's what I want to say. That's my biggest takeaway. Check on your grandparents. Call them. They just looking for a call. And if you can help them, go help them.
Because they may have a goat in the front yard.
Right.
Very true.
They may have a goat in the front yard, or you might have to do some heavy lifting for them. Things happen. People get older. No one's strong forever. So
yeah,
go check.
That's
on
true.
them. Ricardo, man, how was your week? You have a story, and you have your Rock Nation hat on, and we just played Jay-Z. So I know you ready to sit here and just.
I still need to watch that Jay-Z episode of The Chop because I have not caught up on it yet, but I'm going to pretty soon. Speaking of my hat, I remember I was at Target a couple weeks ago and some dude stopped me like, bro, like where'd you get that hat, man? Like, I've been looking all over for it. I'm like, oh, my brother got it for me for Christmas. And he was like, but where? I'm like, oh, on the Rock Nation website. It's like, Rock Nation website? He's like, yeah, like you don't know about it? And he was like, like I thought these were like some exclusive hats that only Jay-Z and like his friends wore. I'm like, nah, you can buy them.
Wait, he thought you was friends with him?
Yeah, like I thought he like looked at me like I was like somebody who was like in the know or something. I'm just like, no, you can buy these pretty easily. I mean, they sell out pretty quick, but if you know where to look, you can find them.
No. It's like my Cool Money shirt. Take the shirt off. You in Cool Money? Hey, you in Rock Nation? That's how you press you on. You in Rock Nation? Where you change?
You did not say I was in Rock Nation. I did not claim to be any affiliated with JV. I just said, hey, I'm a fan.
I would have claimed to be affiliated.
Like I do not know Rita Ora. I do not know Emerald. I do not know what's his name. I forgot his manager's name. But yeah, that was that story. But no, the story I want to tell was so this past Friday, normal night. Me and Veronica decided to go out to eat. Right. Mm-hmm. First, we go to this really good restaurant in Fort Worth. We try to go called Rodeo Goat that serves like these really, really good burgers. And but we couldn't find any parking. Like I just kept circling the block, and I eventually got fed up. And we decided to go to this other restaurant, not too far away, maybe like 10 minutes down the road. And I can't remember the name now, but we went there. It was cool. And then out of nowhere, I hear over the restaurant intercom, because they had like live bands and stuff like that. I hear over the restaurant intercom, is anybody the owner of a black Dodge Challenger? And I'm like, I can only expect the worst. I'm over here writing the check too, because we were done. But like we were about to leave. I'm over here writing the check. I'm like paying for the meal or whatever. And then I hear that. And then the waiter, whoever comes over, it's like, do you own that vehicle? And I'm just like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, somebody just hit it. And I'm like, and I just like kind of like just think about it for a moment. I'm like, my car's parked, because I try to like think of like, try to stay positive. I'm like, it can't be that bad. If my car was parked, I don't know how much damage it could have done. So I go out, I'm walking toward my car, and I see dude who hit my car. He's there. He's driving a F-250. He's driving an F-250. He looks really young. If I had to guess, he was probably like 19, 20. And like you could tell immediately, like he's really nervous. And then I finally look at my car, and I see the damage. You know, little like kind of like on that corner where like the driver's side turns into like the headlight.
Yeah.
Towards the bumper, it's like got a little dent, and then like the fender's kind of like a little bit pulled because it looks like he was like, what he told me was that when he was like heading out of his parking spot, I guess he didn't notice how close he was to my car, and that's where, you know, he kind of like clipped it.
Was it lifted?
Oh yeah.
He probably could. He's a young kid. He got a lifted truck. He can't see what he's doing in it. Yeah.
Exactly. So he actually left though. He left because he was originally there. He told me he was there to pick up his girlfriend who was like a waitress there. So he like, I guess when it happened, he had already picked her up and he was leaving, and he like, you know, left, and I guess he dropped her off, but he told me that he felt bad and he came back, you know, because when I showed up, there was like a little bitty sticky note with his name and phone number, but he was already there. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see. It looked like you came back to leave your number and then dip, but I guess you decided to stick around, which I admire. I'm just like, okay, cool. You know, you decided to like, you know, tell me in person. But yeah, that's my story. You know, I just dropped off my car to the shop today. Got a rental, so now I'm cruising in the Ford EcoSport. You know, mobbing like the goon I am.
Plug it.
I wonder, will that make your insurance go up even though you were just in the parking lot? Like you weren't even driving.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm gonna talk to the guy working my case tomorrow.
Yeah, see if that'll add on an accident to your insurance, because that shouldn't, because you weren't even, you're just sitting in the restaurant.
Yeah, I literally was just sitting in the restaurant when it happened, so I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's real crazy. That's one of my worst fears, is someone hitting my car while I'm parked.
Yeah. I never really think about it like that much. Like, I think more about like, I always like, cause I've been involved in like parking lot situations where like I'm driving and like I almost accidentally like hit a car while they're like backing out. Like I've been in those situations, but I've never thought of my car getting hit while I was just parked there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one of those things where like after like I thought about it, I'm just like, you know what, it's really not that bad. Like it sucks just having to like take it to the shop and like, you know, drive around a rental, but
yeah.
I mean, besides that, I mean, everything else was good.
Were you parked close to the restaurant?
Yeah. I was like maybe 20 feet away.
Oh, okay. Because normally when I see trucks, they park far.
Yeah, but he was.
I bet he pulled up to get closer because his girlfriend works there, so he didn't want to make her walk all the way out there.
Yeah, and this was like I never been to this restaurant. Like I can't remember the name, but it was kind of like, you could tell it was like one of those like college type like bars / restaurants. They had like a outdoor patio kind of thing, and they had like live music, so there was a lot of young people there. So, like I said, it was kind of like just last minute for me and Veronica when we went.
Well, Ricardo has been. Well, Ricardo's in an accident, but he wasn't. He came out unscathed.
Of course,
he came out unscathed. That's a great part. So when you drove home, you just put the. Well, I guess you didn't take the parts off, huh?
No, the only part that came off was like the not the bearing, but it's almost like the gasket plastic that goes around the headlight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Kind of like it doesn't hold it in place because you know you have the screws for that, but it's kind of like just like the layer that goes over it, so it won't be like exposed. That's the only thing that fell off.
Okay, and you put that in your car, drove off.
Yeah. It was on the ground. Yeah, I put it in my car, got his information, got his insurance, and yeah, that was it.
I know when he told Ricardo told him like, listen, man, don't worry about it. The army,
I did.
The military.
I kept telling him like, hey man, things happen. But he was like he just, I don't know how many times he said like, I'm sorry. You know,
Ricardo looking at him like, listen, the military is gonna cover all of this. Don't you worry.
I kept like thinking like the more you say you're sorry, the more like it's kind of like annoying me. Like I get it. Like, you know, it's kind of like one of those things. But like, I'm pretty sure he was like worried more about like what his parents are gonna think and all that. Because I'm like, man, I don't even know if it's like his truck. Like, and I know it's probably not his truck because the insurance was in like his what I'm assuming are his parents' name.
Yeah,
it wasn't his name on it.
Yeah, Carlos, listen, man. The military's gonna cover all of this. All right, hey, listen. I'm about to get the new. Is there a new 2021 Challenger that they giving away?
Yeah, they come out with them every year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ricardo, he's smiling. He got the smile.
Ricardo already know.
He already know. He ready.
I wish that was the case. Man, I pay Geico every month.
Oh man,
my money.
But what's first on our topic list? I guess we got to switch gears here. We're 25 minutes in. Those were great stories, I thought. Let's say you said Little Loaded, right? You want to start with Little Loaded, and
we got to get a little bit, I don't want to say dark, but you know,
not dark,
but unfortunate.
Yeah, the untimely passing of Little Loaded, and what is the producer's name? I don't want to get his name wrong.
Turn Me Up, Josh.
Turn Me Up, Josh. If you're familiar with Little Loaded was a young up and coming rapper out of Dallas, Texas. Really great musically. Good guy. He did a song with King Von, and he did a song with somebody else. Did he have a song with Lil Durk? I don't know if he did or not.
I cannot remember.
I know he had a song with King Von, but Little Loaded was on his way in the music industry. On his way, he actually took his life, or not. I'm not gonna say took his life. He actually, it said passed away. One said passed away. One said took his life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the full story. I just know he is no longer with us.
So they haven't confirmed it. Like what the actual cause of death was?
Not yet. A friend said he was depressed over his girlfriend, and so so they said he took his life, but they also said he passed away, which conflicts both sides of what I'm getting. Both information I'm getting. So, but R.I.P. So I'll say R.I.P. to Lil Loaded. I know you guys might have better understanding of Lil Loaded, and Turn Me Up Josh. Turn Me Up Josh just passed away. I have no information on Turn Me Up Josh other than he was Lil Durk's producer, and he had amazing beats. Did he do Get Back in Blood?
No, that was YC.
That was YC. Thank you. That was YC. So Turn Me Up Josh has some other.
He did a lot for Durk. When We Shoot was a big one. That was one of the big songs. But I to switch gears right quick back to Lil Loaded. Like I wasn't really too familiar with Lil Loaded. I knew some of his songs. What was that big one he had?
6 Block Baby.
Block Baby.
Yeah, 6 Block Baby.
Yeah, 6 Block Baby. Yeah, I knew that one, and I think the one with King Von, but that's pretty much it. I didn't really know too much of his catalog or how much of a buzz he was making, like within like rap. Like, did you know a lot more about him, Jacob?
Yeah, I was a big Lil Loaded fan. I got onto Lil Loaded in probably late 2019.
Okay.
Because if y'all are familiar with this YouTuber Tommy Craze, he's a white guy. He does a lot of talking about rappers, talking about new music, all that stuff. Well, he found Lil Loaded, and he does a video where like he does music videos with like 1 view or 0 views or low views or something like that. Like he does videos like that, and he found Lil Loaded after Lil Loaded posted his video literally that same like couple minutes when he was doing that video. Mm-hmm. So he played Lil Loaded's video, and he was like, "Bro, this is the hardest song I've ever found out of doing this video. Doing like this segment." And when people watched that video, he got millions of views on that video, and people like fell in love with Lil Loaded. We're like, "Oh my God, like this is hard. We gotta find out who this guy is." And then after that video came out, Lil Loaded just like skyrocketed, and he had like close to millions of views on his on 6 O'Clock Baby after that video came out. Mm-hmm. And he just started doing other music with other artists. He came out with the mixtape for 6 O'Clock Baby, which was a great mixtape. Or I guess it's an album because there ain't no mixtapes anymore nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lil Loaded was literally on his way. He was so close to being mainstream.
That's insane. And it's so crazy how close it happened, and like for them to both be from Texas.
From Texas, yeah.
Yeah, because Lil Loaded being from Dallas and Turn Me Up Josh being based out of Houston. I was more familiar with Turn Me Up Josh because I've been following him as a producer for a bit, because I first got turned on to him from listening to Sauce Twin stuff. He was doing a lot of Sauce Twin stuff in the early days, like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
And I would hear his tag, and I would like, because usually when I hear like a new tag, producer tag, like I have to like go find like who it is. I'm just like, oh, I never heard this. So in my eyes, it's a new producer, and I would hear that Turn Me Up Josh tag, and in the early days, like I said, it was just a lot of Texas rappers that are rapping over his stuff, obviously, and then eventually I started hearing him produce for Migos. I was hearing a lot of Migos songs with the Turn Me Up Josh tag, and then from there, it kind of surprised me because I kind of like wouldn't follow him as close, and then I didn't realize it till later on that he was doing stuff for Dirk and for Vaughn and all that. And then I heard like his producer tag was just like Quavo saying "Turn Me Up, Josh," and I was like, it was crazy. I was happy to like see how he was progressing in the music industry from like smaller independent rappers to like very huge mainstream rappers. And like for this to happen, I think they said it was like some sort of health complications. But yes, it's very unfortunate and untimely death to happen right now with somebody that was like on the rise.
Right. And like you said, both of them gentlemen being from Texas, it hurts us. We all want Texas hip hop and music to thrive, and this kind of sets us back a little bit. So, yeah. And also, it was Mo3's birthday this week.
It was?
Yes. This past weekend was Mo3's birthday. People shut down I-35 and with balloons and all that, with the balloon release and prayers and all that. And I don't know how long they shut down I-35, but to shut down a freeway, just a random person getting out your car, if you're behind that and you had no connection or you didn't know what that day meant, right? I understand if you were mad. So, but RIP to those gentlemen, RIP to Lil Loaded, RIP to Turn Me Up Josh, and RIP to Mo3.
Yes.
Now, I want to say this. We had something not happen. Ricardo has a list in front of him. Let's see.
You want to talk about your Black Wall Street documentary you saw recently?
Oh, that's a great transition.
Because it was the anniversary.
Oh, Black Wall Street. Yes, it was.
Well, not the anniversary. I hate saying anniversary because that's so weird. It's the remembrance.
Remembrance. Yes, the remembrance of Black Wall Street on Minority Agenda podcast. Yes, 100 years.
The Tulsa race riots.
The Tulsa race riots, 100 years, Black Wall Street. I was able to watch this documentary probably just the first hour. I have to go back and search it again on my TV now that I'm back home. But I was able to watch this while my car was getting worked on in Mount Pleasant, Texas. I give you the town's name because Mount Pleasant is important right now when it comes to this type of stuff. Well, not right now, but in the history books of Texas, Mount Pleasant's known for stuff like this. Now, I was able to watch this, and this was produced by LeBron James, Maverick Carter, and Russell Westbrook. This was phenomenal, very informative, very telling, very sad. The one thing when I watch these documentaries, the one things that I look at is the historians, and my thing is always this: who's giving if I can't find the information, how are the historians getting it?
That's their job.
So wait, have you ever questioned a historian? I'm not saying this. I'm not questioning the film. I believe wholeheartedly all this happened. Every word for word, video for video, picture for picture. I believe all this happened. But is there any time that you question a historian?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's within your right to question anybody who studies history, and like if you feel like they may be presenting history in a biased way, because there should never be any room for bias when it comes to history. It should always be objective and factual. Because they say that history doesn't care about your feelings, because at the end of the day, like they're not trying to like whether it be uncomfortable. That's not the point. They're just trying to tell you what was. But if you feel like possibly there's like a message that's trying to be sent or like agenda that's in play coming from a historian, then yeah, it's within your right to like question or maybe not believe what that historian is telling you. And it's always good to like look up your research for yourself. To like look up them for because all historians should always cite their source. And then if you're ever like, I like watching like a lot of YouTube videos on history, and sometimes the video will be done by like an actual like historian, like somebody who like studied at a university. And if they're a really good historian, those like the sources, you can go inside like the description and like each thing they talked about and like verify, yeah, they're telling the truth. But history is very funny that way when it comes to who is telling the story, like who is telling this narrative, and what do they have to gain by telling this narrative, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think for Tulsa's sake, Tulsa had to open up about this. Black people were, after that happened, they didn't talk about it until 1999.
Yeah.
They didn't start talking about that until 99, 96, 97, in the late 90s. That's when they started talking about it. And it's just something in America's history that just got overlooked. Just like in Texas, they changed the law. The history books will no longer say slaves. It's going to say indentured servants. That law was passed like 5 years ago.
Is that just for like
the history
American
book?
Slaves? And what about slaves from like who built the pyramids? Slaves for the Romans, slaves for the.
That's a great question. I don't know about that, but this is only passed in Texas so far.
Mm-hmm.
So in the history book, so when baby Luca starts going to school and he brings home a book that says indentured servants,
yeah,
we got to tell the truth right then and there. No, Luca, that's not what happened. That's not what happened, son. I'm sorry. So it's just funny how America is set up that way. And I bring up Mount Pleasant, Texas, because I thought it was ironic, and maybe this is me being spiritual for a second, because I wasn't planning to get my car fixed in Mount Pleasant. I was supposed to get it fixed in Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh being Pittsburgh, hey, it is what it is. I go to Mount Pleasant after dealing with probably people who didn't want to deal with me. That's fine. So I go to Mount Pleasant, go to this dealership, great dealership, nice people, lovely people, really got me in and out and fixed my car in Mount Pleasant. And they had on the documentary. Now, most people who work at a place, they just cut on the TV and walk away. They probably that's probably what they did. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. I'm not mad at that. But they didn't know that was playing. So as I'm sitting there watching it, all the people, they're walking, going to the bathroom. They just hear what's being said, and they turn around, and they're white, black, brown, Hispanic, or whatever. And so they're watching. They're like, oh, this is very interesting. And they sit there for like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and then they got to go back to work.
Yeah.
And I'm in Mount Pleasant, Texas, one of the last places to integrate in a school, right? One of the last places in Texas to integrate for a school and just have kids going black and white going together. And, people were learning. Now, they were learning every chance they got, every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes when they could get up and get a break. But me, I sat there for that whole hour, one hour. And I think it's a 2-hour documentary. Don't let me get to lying for you. But I got the gist of how it started, how it happened, and just, the moral of the story is when white people get mad and they congregate and they plan and they organize, hey, you in for a long day. You in for a long day. So
that is true.
And I just thought that was really. I was like, man, you know, I said, man, the Lord wanted me to see this, huh? Because I wasn't gonna see this in Pittsburgh. They were gonna cut that off immediately. And so, hey, I got to watch it. They did a really good job. It's on the History Channel. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. We also have Coi Leray. Don't we record? Okay. Let's switch topics real quick, folks. That's my Black Wall Street story. Again, I haven't had time to get into topics. I have been away from the internet. I promise you, I've been away far as possible. It was really mind opening. I was just outside enjoying the outside world, you know,
tasting the air.
Yeah, tasting the air. You know, petting my. I didn't even touch that goat.
Petting the goat. No,
yeah, I didn't even touch that goat.
I didn't touch the goat. Listen, man.
So wait, what? You just let it be?
Yes, man.
Chill the whole time.
Yes, I let no. That goat at night. That goat is running for his life because the dogs want that man head.
I know I'm about to say, like, I'm pretty sure there's like a lot of like, probably not just a dog. I'm pretty sure there's like coyotes stuff like that.
There's coyotes too.
Yeah.
So sooner or later he's gonna. I hate to say I gotta knock on wood when I find something.
They pulling up. Yeah, that's all you gotta say.
They're pulling up with them sticks.
Yeah, exactly. So Coi Leray, right? So
the BET Hip Hop Awards.
Wait, you want to talk about Coi Leray first?
Oh well, I mean, I thought it was the same thing. Oh no, we got two different things.
No, this is something different.
Oh, well, my bad. Excuse me. Go ahead, take it away, Ricardo.
So Coi Leray, Benzino's daughter, a respected hip hop artist in her own right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about respected.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. I think she's respected. Maybe not by like regular fans, but I think by other artists.
I thought you were talking about Benzino being respected. I'm like,
no. I'm talking about Coi. I'm talking about Coi Leray.
Okay, go ahead.
So she recently did a show down in Houston, and the video kind of went viral. You know, if you've seen it, you can tell that the crowd was not too impressed just by their looks. There was a lot of long stares, a lot of like not vibing. You know, if that's a good way to put it.
No, that's a great way to put it. I did see that. I saw that.
They looked lost. They looked like they didn't know how to react.
Yeah, I think most of those songs were unheard.
Who was she like the opening act? Or was that like her show? Or was that like kind of like a show with multiple artists on it? Like I don't know the backstory on it.
That was a show with multiple artists because me and Wilson, I have the flyer in my car for that show. That was I forgot who it was put on by, but yeah, that show was that show.
It looked like a big arena.
Yeah, no, that was at the Toyota Center.
Okay, that makes sense.
That show was at the Toyota Center. It was supposed to be her, Little Durk, Young Blue, and a few other people, right? Because I asked the promoter, you know, me not being funny, I was dead serious. I said, where's Trap Boy Freddy? Where's Sauce Walker? And they looked at me like, I know we from Texas, but that don't mean we got to book them. And I'm like, whoa, now wait a minute now.
That sounds like that promoter who didn't want to pay Asian Doll. You saw that thing that showed up recently?
I did not see that. I've not seen
that. Promoter in Dallas that apparently didn't pay her what she was owed, or I think he only paid her half or something like that, or he didn't give her back end or something like that.
Yeah, so you can't do stuff like that. You can't be.
And now she says she's never going to perform in Dallas ever again.
I don't think nobody would be upset about that one, but you have to be right on your business. But yes, this show was in Houston, Texas, at the Toyota Center, and I don't know if she was opening an act. I just know she was on the billing. I can vouch for that. Wilson can vouch for it too because we have the flyers. We were there when they were handing out flyers.
So my question is this just how the hip hop fans in Texas feel about Coi Leray, or is this like across the board? Do you think like if you were to do a show in like most cities and like a big public venue with multiple artists on the bill, do you think she would get that same type of reaction? Or maybe
yes.
It's regional? Do you think like maybe the East Coast got a lot of love for her, or you think it's like that situation where like she's built such a big fan base online, but it's hard to translate that into like a live setting, you know?
No, I think it's everywhere. I think she's gonna deal with this everywhere, and maybe Texas was the first to really show that, hey, you not it. No. Think about this. She's very talented. I'll give her that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's only known on TikTok. TikTok is what, 6 seconds or 12 seconds?
A minute.
It's a minute. Okay.
It's all different. Like it depends. It can go up to 3 minutes if you have the ability to.
Okay, but when you hear her songs on TikTok, they run for like 30 seconds, 12 seconds, right? You know half a verse.
Mm-hmm.
She's
not even, probably like a fourth of it.
Fourth of a verse, a bar. She's known for bars.
Mm-hmm.
Little section bars. She's not known for a whole 3-minute song.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So this is what she's gonna run into. She's not running into nothing like she's not running into a whole show of people gonna know her, love her. No. You not Meg Thee Stallion. You not none of this. You is Coi Leray, the TikTok girl. I know you from TikTok. That's it. I don't know you from no other songs. I don't even know her songs. I just know Big Purr.
Yeah,
and no parties.
Yeah,
no more parties.
And no more parties.
Yeah.
Big Purr and no more parties. And but I only know like 2 bars, 3 bars.
Yeah, the 2 bars of hers. Yeah,
and that's no knock on her. That's just the way the TikTok formula is set up. I think if a lot of other people start doing shows like this, who blew up from TikTok or blew up from even Vine, some artists blew up from Vine. Trill Sammy, look at Trill Sammy, and I love Trill Sammy. I love Trill Sammy, but guess what?
I forgot Trill Sammy existed.
You forgot, didn't you? You forgot Trill Sammy existed. Oh, I'm here to pod today. Y'all, look, Ricardo like, wow, he really I'm giving it up today.
Shout out Trill Sammy and shout out Die Soho.
And shout out
I forgot about Die Soho too.
And you know what I hated? I hated Dice Soho had to jump on Trill Sammy's wave to blow up because Dice Soho
for real.
Dice Soho was doing it first.
Right, he was talented. He was rapping first.
Talented. He signed to Mike Dean.
Okay.
He just dropped a new song an hour ago.
Oh, really?
Sandbox.
Like Dice Soho's talented. Like Trill Sammy's talented too. Like
Dice Soho is way better than Trill Sammy though.
They're very talented.
I said Dice Soho is way better than Trill Sammy though.
Oh, he is for sure. Like Dice Soho has a way. I think he can rap better, and I think his flows are a lot better too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I digress.
Right.
But
they're very talented. They had a few good songs, and that's it. Now for Trill Sammy State, I might be biased here because I'm thinking if you're a Texas artist and you blow up in Texas, that's it. You're gone to the next level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trill Sammy didn't take that wave and run with it. Dice Soho didn't take that wave and run with it. Coming from Vine and all the other stuff. Now the other homeboy, say what you want to say. He's not a rapper. I can't remember his name. He's not a rapper. He's now I think he does pornograph. He's born star.
who?
The other guy who was in the Trill Sammy video when
J Dub or something like that.
Yeah. Skinny Dirt.
No. It started with an S.
Yeah, but either way,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
People know who we're talking about when you say Trill Sammy Vine, and
Born Stunner. Born Stunner.
Thank you, Born Stunner.
I remember that name out of nowhere.
Right, that's why you're the encyclopedia. Born Stunner does something else. He doesn't do music. That's fine.
Okay,
that's his business. That's how he makes his money. Go ahead, do your thing. So for them to blow up, for them not to take the wave and run with it, it shows you, bro. These TikTok numbers are fake. These Vine numbers are fake. If little bro, the dude who made Speakerbox,
who?
The kid who made Speakerbox, what's his name? Jacob.
Speakerbox, Beatbox.
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 It's Spot 'em got 'em.
Oh yeah.
If Spot 'em got 'em, if Spot 'em got 'em do a concert. How many songs?
Yeah.
How many songs y'all know him?
None.
None. I barely know
beatbox.
beatbox.
You just know to do beatbox, right?
Yeah, the June bug.
Yeah, you just know to do June bug.
I saw him one time. I saw a picture of him once, and I'm like, no. That's all I said was no. I'm not about to listen to anything this artist puts out. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. Look to somebody. I'm like, no. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to entertain trying to listen to a song by this man. I cannot take him seriously.
Right. So that's why these real artists. That's why I tell people, like Hefe. I tell Hefe, hey man, don't fall for that. Don't fall for the TikTok thing now. Don't do that. If you look at Go.A.T, didn't do that. Sauce Walker didn't do that. We can name a whole bunch of other artists. Maxo Cream, they had real music.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying she doesn't have real music. She does. She has real music.
Yeah, she does.
Trill Sammy and them had real music. Again, they didn't take the wave and run with it. They didn't. I don't know if it was bad management. I don't know if they got lazy or they were already happy with their success.
I think it's a little of everything. Like, they were happy with their success. They see they were gaining success.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did take the wave and they tried to run with it, but it just wasn't sticking.
Yeah.
Like, there's some, like, I'm confused about Dai Soho because I really thought Dai Soho could, like, blow up to bigger than what he was. I didn't think Trill Sammy was. I just always thought Trill Sammy was, like, kind of a video meme in a way.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did like Trill Sammy. I downloaded a lot of his music, but with them, it's just like consistency really matters with rappers who come up like that. And if you don't stay consistent and you don't have like consistent music that will actually be good, you're not going anywhere.
I think that's what happens to a lot of Texas rappers, that they lose that. Like, there's a lot of Texas rappers who become very complacent and they get very comfortable of like just maintaining their crowd at home, and which is cool, you know, because you can become a millionaire just rapping in Texas and like touring in Texas your whole life. You know, look at Zero, look at B King, like there's
Pookie and Lucci did that for sure.
Yeah, you could do it. Don't get it wrong. There's enough money in the state to like you don't ever have to leave. You could do shows all year round and make money. But I think it's like the ability to make money fast, and also just thinking that this is all there is when you know that there's like a bigger market out there that you could probably touch if you stay consistent and you work with the right people. And sometimes maybe it comes down to like the person not being as talented as we thought they were, you know?
I think Meg is a good like example of that. Because y'all remember that video of Meg that came out that blew up of her? Was it outside of like abandoned car wash or abandoned
no
gas station?
You're thinking of the Dallas versus Houston freestyles.
No. There's a video of Meg. She was out of an abandoned like a place, and she was like talking. She was just talking, and she did like this stretch. And like everybody was like, "Oh my God, who's this girl? She fine as hell." Blah blah blah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I remember that video because for the next like 3 days on Twitter, that's all I was seeing was people talk about Meg in that video. And so her having that viral video that blew up on Twitter and her putting out that music around the same time really like drove Meg's stock. And then Zay was talking about riding the wave. That girl, she rode that wave. She was on top of that wave. Yeah. But if you get a social media person like that, like compare them to Meg, you have to do what Meg does.
Yeah, like I think you have to be able to market yourself. I think that's a big part of this that a lot of people miss out. Like Meg knew what worked. Either her or somebody on her team knew what worked, and they just kept at it because. You could probably find, not saying that Meg is any less talented than this, but you can probably find a lot more girls in Texas who are just as talented as Meg.
Yeah.
But they market themselves, and do they look like, because Meg obviously is confident within herself to like look at herself and be like, yes, I know I'm hot. I know I can like market this and like really take it far. Whereas like, because I can't fault Coyle Ray for like her songs being on TikTok, because ultimately, I don't think that was her. That was like just people hearing the song, like, oh, I want to use this, and it just blows up, you know, because stuff like that happens. So, I mean, we're talking about Meg. That's what happened to Savage, on TikTok. That could have been industry kind of thing where maybe they figured out a way to like work TikTok and kind of sneak it in there, and then just became this big thing, and eventually Beyonce hopped on the remix.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I can't fault Coi Leray for like wanting to like market this stuff, because that's how you do it. You got to put yourself out there that way. Like Sauce Walker didn't do it, Maxo didn't do it. Travis, even Travis, he's not really that type of artist either. So for some people, it just doesn't work. But they're so good at what they do that they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And for some other people, they have to kind of go that route. And they may build a big following, but sometimes it can only go so far. And I think that's what we saw with Coi Leray, because I think she just hasn't been able to translate that over to a national live setting. And I think it's because too, like, this is the first time that a lot of people are finally getting out to seeing live shows, so they may not know who they're. Some people are just eager to get out.
Yeah,
they just might see like a rap show and be like, "Oh, we're going." It may not even care who's on the bill.
Can you name an artist who doesn't promote and advertise themselves but still stays really relevant?
Fabulous.
That's a good one. Yeah, Fab doesn't market at all. He's barely on social media half the time.
Barely on social media, and every year people are still looking for what's that mixtape series he does?
The Summer Shootout.
Yeah, Summer Shootout. Yep.
People still look for Summer Shootout every year.
I'm trying to think of somebody more newer though, somebody that's like not a legend. Like, 'cause Fab's a legend, he's been around for a while, so people know his name just because he has longevity. I'm trying to think of like somebody more newer who doesn't.
I was gonna say someone like Kendrick, maybe. Kendrick
is huge. I'm thinking somebody a little bit more like
Playboy Cardi.
A little bit more, huh?
Playboy Cardi.
Nah, he gets promoted.
Yeah, I'm thinking like somebody like low key. Like Maxo was a good example, because Maxo was like big, but he's like not the top of the top rapper. As far as like popularity goes. But Maxo doesn't really promote himself like that all the time. I feel like Maxo's a good example. I feel like I would say Travis, but Travis is just, he's a huge mainstream rapper, but he's not really the type to like really advertise himself like that. But then again, like, just you post on social media in a way is just a form of advertisement, even if it's just a picture of yourself,
I was just wondering because, like you were saying, Ricardo, there's some people out there who don't have to promote themselves because the music talks.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me ask you these two questions. Because I think Ricardo he'll see where I'm going with this. All right. So her father, Coi Leray's father, is Benzino.
Yes.
Right. Benzino is a well-respected musician / would you say hip hop journalist, Ricardo?
/ journalist / porn actor /
Okay, I didn't need. I didn't know that.
His whole job list.
Yeah. Just name everything he's ever done.
Is that on his Indeed? I didn't pick that one up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, so Benzino, well respected in the music industry. We can say that much. At one point, where does Coi Leray go back to Benzino and they make up? Because apparently they're beefing. I'm not gonna do their whole family feud thing, but they have some type of riff in their situation right now. Mm-hmm. But where does she go to him and ask him for advice? What can Benzino help with his music, especially with promoting? Because he knows the ins and he knows the outs.
I'm gonna tell her go do some shoots like he did.
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything that Benzino could really tell his daughter that she would really take him seriously.
Okay.
I don't know. Even though Benzino's or respected, he still looked at as a joke in many ways, just because of like the antics and like the petty beefs he got into.
Okay. Well,
so I don't know.
Here, grab your phone real quick, pull up the list. Now, I bring this up because I don't think Benzino had anything to do with this, but if he did, I wouldn't be surprised. At the BET Hip Hop Awards nominees came out, and in this category was Best Female Rap Artist of the Year. Was it for the year?
Yeah. Well, it just says best female R&B, but yeah, we can assume for the year, of course.
Okay, so best female R&B. It's an R&B. Wait, it's
This is R&B. Let me see, rapper.
Yeah,
Best
Ricardo's
female.
pulling up rappers, but best female rappers. It was Coi Leray, Meg Thee Stallion. I want to say Doja Cat. Ricardo's getting the list real quick.
So, Cardi B,
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you name it off.
Cardi B, Coi Leray, Doja Cat, Meg Thee Stallion, Lotto, and Saweetie.
Okay, Lotto. If you're not familiar with Lotto, she is formerly known as Miss Mulatto.
Mm-hmm.
She changed her name due to the racial term, and people were bashing her for the racial term. I understand it. I get why. I get why she was calling herself that. She explained it very eloquently.
I don't see what's wrong with that because if I was a rapper, I probably would name myself that.
Okay.
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Yeah. So I understand where the term comes from, but I also understood why she used it because that's what people actually called her while she was in Georgia. So shout out to Lotto. Listen, I've been watching her since the rap game. I always tell people that. Really, really great person. Now, Coi Leray should not be in this category. This is this is not a bash Coi Leray episode. This is none of that. This is telling the truth right now. After watching that concert, listen, she shouldn't be on this category. She shouldn't be in this category. Did Benzino have something to do with this, Ricardo?
No, they're beefing.
Yeah.
I think she's clear. I think she's in this this category because of No More Parties. Like it was a big song. It still is a big song. It's millions of plays a day. Well, not millions, but it gets hundreds of plays a day. Like it's a very popular song. Like sometimes you only need that one big song to be talked about. Like I mean, Cardi's on here. Cardi B is on here. I mean, has she really done anything big outside of
Up and it's stuck? What you mean?
I mean, Up, yeah, but like Up and like WAP, I know they're considering that too.
Oh, well, yeah, WAP would count.
Yeah, WAP,
They didn't do WAP. They didn't have one for 2021 or for 2020, huh?
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure they're also considering that as well.
Okay.
Because it'd be a full year. So I mean, you got to think about the whole year.
When you say that, I say, yeah, you're close to it. You are right. So Ricardo's all right. So you're giving her two songs to make it to this.
I'm just saying that I know how these award shows work a lot of times. And
right.
You have that one big song, that's enough sometimes. Mm-hmm. I mean, Saweetie's on here. Like, what big song does Saweetie have over the past year?
I'm trying to think. What?
Over the past year?
Saweetie,
Best Friend. Saweetie has Best Friend. Saweetie also has I just heard this record.
Tap In, but that's too later.
No, Tap In was last year. Tap In. Yeah, Saweetie.
I thought that was 2019.
Saweetie got Tap In. She has Best Friend with Doja Cat. She has a few other songs. But
okay.
And honestly, Saweetie could have that because of the QC connection. Sometimes you have to buy your way into these award shows. So we've heard.
That's true.
But I think Coi Leray, that's why I'm asking about Benzino and Coi Leray connection. Benzino might not. We can just say, okay, let's say Benzino didn't do this, or let's say that he did.
I don't even know Benzino has that much influence anymore.
You don't think Benzino has that much influence?
Not on on the BET Hip Hop Award. I feel like they're looking.
No. It's the BET Award. Is it the Hip Hop or BET Awards?
It's the BET Award, but I don't think people are looking at Benzino. You think BET cares about Benzino like that?
Yes.
Why?
They need footage. They need wait. Benzino is a historian.
How?
Who are you gonna call when you do the?
He's no more of a historian than LeBron James, a hip hop historian.
No. Benzino's a hip hop historian, Ricardo. He has all the Vibe magazines. He has all. Listen. When you call what's somebody? Well, let's say this. Prime example. What if BET wanted to do Surviving R. Kelly and air it on their platform, right? I know it's already been created, but I'm just saying, and they call Benzino. Benzino, can you do this? Can you do that?
Why would you call Benzino? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Benzino, he knew what was going on. He knew some stuff. Now
he don't know nothing. Benzino is irrelevant to his daughter's career.
Oh man, I guess. But
I think Meg is winning that category. By the way,
you think Meg's winning?
yeah. I mean, just based off of like her year and everything she's gone through, I think she's winning. I mean, she swept the. She got a Grammy. Remember?
She did.
So,
wait, name it again. Cardi B, Coi Leray,
Cardi B, Coi Leray, Doja Cat, Meg Thee Stallion, Lotto, Saweetie. I think it's like between
Doja Cat
and Meg. And I don't even like Doja Cat like that, but I feel I can see her winning.
Yeah. I think it's gonna go to Doja Cat, even though she was in them chat rooms. I ain't forgot about that. She was in them chat rooms.
No,
She was. She was.
She was.
She was in them chat rooms.
Also, I wanted to bring up one thing about Doja that I don't think we talked about last week. The Billboard Awards, when she got top R&B artist of the year. Do y'all agree with Doja being a top R&B artist?
Hell no. I don't look at her as the R&B.
Yeah,
that's just kind of weird.
I don't either.
I thought she was pop.
Yeah,
She's basically rap pop.
Yeah, I'll be more comfortable calling her in a rap category than I would ever R&B category. I mean, I know she sings sometimes, but she's not R&B.
She's come a long way from Mama Cow. I'll say that.
Yeah, she has a long way. Yeah. But she won over SZA and Gene Aiko.
SZA should have won.
Even Gene, I loved it.
Yeah, I like Janae.
Yeah, we get it to Janae. I definitely get it to Janae. And I love SZA.
I love her.
And I love SZA too.
You want to hear the other category?
Yes.
Right quick?
Yes. Go ahead. Name
so best male hip hop artist, we got The Baby, Drake, J. Cole, Jack Harlow, Lil Baby, and Pop Smoke.
It should be The Baby, Little Baby, or say that again.
Drake, J. Cole, Jack Harlow, Pop Smoke.
Yeah, The Baby, Little Baby, or Pop Smoke, I think should win it.
I could see the Lil Baby winning. Or I could see. Well, it's best male hip hop artist. I feel like they might give it to somebody who's still alive. I don't know. I hate to say it that way, but I can not see them giving it to Pop just because it is a pretty big award. I think he may be nominated for something else.
That was a great album, though.
No, I love that album.
I'm with Zay. I think Lil Baby and The Baby had like the best year.
No, I think Lil Baby might get it. J. Cole a little bit too soon, but he may get it. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they gave it to Pop, even though he's not alive.
I wouldn't mind it either. I just thinking about it, I can't see
them doing that. Yeah,
doing it.
They're not gonna give it to Drake. He's not gonna show up.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get it either. Honestly,
but I don't think they'll give it. He hasn't shown up in years. It's like.
City Girls is nominated for best group.
Wait. Say it again. Say it again.
Best group. So here we go. 21 Savage and Metro. Chloe and Halle. Chris Brown and Young Thug. City Girls.
That's a group?
What?
I don't know. Start over. Name the groups again.
Chris Brown and Young Thug.
Yeah, I didn't know.
They had that collab album.
But I wouldn't consider that a group.
I don't mean either. I mean, it was a collab album, so I would have called it. That's kind of weird. Migos and then Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic. They literally have one song together. They got one song together.
It should have been Anderson .Paak in The Game, but okay.
Just give it to City Girls at this point.
I think if it's not Chloe and Halle, it's going to be City Girls.
Oh wait! Oh wait! No, that's that's a versus. now BT is thinking.
They are on the complete different spectrum when it comes to music. They going to be more far from each other.
Or the City Girls in a versus. Now that's what I want to see.
Like City Girls
would be the funniest versus hearing them two go at it. Like City Girls would be turning up, shaking, and then Chloe Howard just be sitting there singing.
That's entertainment. Write that down. Hey, When we get our first big check for this podcast, Chloe versus Haley, 500,000 each a piece. Chloe and Haley versus the City Girls.
500,000?
We giving them 500,000 a piece. Yeah.
Where does money come from?
It came from the deal, Ricardo.
We get $1 million deals like that. Jesus.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we giving out deals like $2 million a piece. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna name this last one so just so we can move on. Album of the year. So we got Ungodly Hour, Chloe and Halle, King's Disease, Nas, Hotels, Jasmine Sullivan, Good News, Meg Thee Stallion, Blame It on Baby, The Baby, and After Hours, The Weeknd. For me, it's King's Disease or After Hours. I love those albums. That's what I would want to see win album of the year.
I want to see Jasmine Sullivan win. I thought it was really good.
I do like Hotels. Hotels pretty good.
I would love to see Jasmine Sullivan win. I don't think. Well, this is not a male-dominated category. Oh, wow.
No, it's not. It's actually pretty mixed, pretty balanced.
Either Jasmine Sullivan or The Weeknd. They're gonna find a way to give The Weeknd an award.
That was a good album by him, though.
I love After Hours.
That was a good album.
So
but
good.
Weeknd always makes good albums.
I know. It's I don't know, man. He does it every single time.
And he's coming off that Super Bowl. He's coming off that Super Bowl performance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they got best male hip hop, best female. Not hip hop, R&B. But anybody wants to.
Read off those two categories real quick. I want to hear those.
Oh, both of those. Okay. For best female R&B / pop artist is Beyonce, Her, Jasmine Sullivan, Jhené Aiko, Summer Walker, and SZA. That's pretty stacked, man.
Hey, you notice they didn't put Doja in that one.
They didn't.
I'm trying to think out of those. Who would y'all pick? SZA? I'll put Jhené
I would
Aiko.
pick SZA or Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah,
or her.
And y'all really love Jasmine Sullivan. Y'all love Jasmine Sullivan.
Jhené hasn't.
I don't love her. I just think she's really talented.
She hasn't been putting out music. Yeah, you're right.
Jhené,
You're right.
I think Jhené's just there for namesake.
Yeah.
Jhené put out an album though last year.
I'm a simp for Jhené though.
So, let me do male pause. Male R&B pop artist. 6 Black, Anderson .Paak, Chris Brown, Giveon, Tank. What did Tank put out? And The Weeknd. I say Weeknd or Giveon. I like Giveon. I like music.
I know the name. I just don't know his music.
What did Tank put out?
What did Tank put out last year?
Those Breakfast Club interviews. That's what he put out.
Those Breakfast Club interviews are amazing.
That's what Tank put out.
He is so uncomfortable the whole time.
That's all he needed. So
what have we got? Let's do some quick hits right quick.
Yes. What's on your topics that we didn't? Because we're at hour 13.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be it after we get through these quick hits, unless y'all have sports after. But let me go through these right quick.
Yeah, we got some sports.
Roddy Ricch, new song dropping this Friday. I forgot the name. Let me check it.
It's a single. Quick. It's not an album. It's a single.
Yeah, the single. Yeah, single. Roddy Ricch. What was the name?
That was Let's Have It.
Late at Night.
Late at Night.
That's the new Roddy Ricch single coming out this Friday. Excited. Can't wait to hear him. Hopefully it's a newer, refreshed sound. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna dip into his usual bag. But I'm excited to hear what he puts out. Logan versus Mayweather, kind of sports related, but not really. This is more like a entertainment spectacle.
Yes.
Where's it going to be broadcast on? This HBO, this Showtime?
Showtime. This is going to be on Showtime on Sunday. Showtime on Sunday. Again, I'm going to say that one more time. Showtime on Sunday. Logan Paul versus Floyd Money Mayweather, because Floyd does have some money, and
just a little bit.
This is going to be in Miami, Florida, in the Hard Rock Cafe. The Hard Rock Stadium. Excuse me, Hard Rock Stadium. And you know what? I'll tell you this. I watched this on YouTube, the documentary, because Mayweather always puts out a documentary before all of his fights.
Mm-hmm.
And this one got me. At first, I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And then I started watching the documentary. I'm like, okay. Maybe Logan Paul has matured. And then I started looking at his size, and I'm like, oh, man, this is a really big cat. You know, he might. I'm not saying he going to box toe-to-toe with Mayweather, but I mean, he not gonna be no slouch either. You know, how old is Logan Paul? 25?
He's my age. He's 25, yeah.
All right, so 25 versus a 40-year-old man. Of course, you go with time. You go with Father Time. You don't go with the young buck, right?
Right.
And so I'm looking at him. I'm like, yeah, I'm going with Mayweather, but I'm not. He's not going to be a pushover. I don't think either.
I want, like I said, I won't stay on this topic for long just because we got to move on. It's just too. It's not reality at some point. Like to really think that that Logan could beat him. Like I can't even fathom that thought. Like no, it's Mayweather, bro. He's gone up against some of the best fighters in the world and won. Like he's gonna demolish him. Like unless Floyd has really declined within the past few years, that's the only way I can see Logan getting lucky.
I do want to remind people that these are 3 8-minute rounds. Again, 3 8-minute rounds. This is an exhibition, not a real fight. Well, that's still a real fight at some point. So you are in the ring. You are going to be unprotected with no padding. But 3 8-minute rounds. I think Mayweather lets him make it, and he either knocks him out in the 6th round or he knocks him out in the 7th round. I think he's going to let fans get their money worth. I don't see this being a first-round knockout because if Floyd does that in the first round, will he lose money? No. But will fans want to pay for him to see somebody, exhibition, somebody else? No, they won't do that. I think Floyd has to make him make it at least to the 5th round. 5th or 4th round. You have to let people cook their wings and start eating their wings first. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I got you.
That's my thing on that.
And then lastly, we got Kanye West recently stopped by a local strip club in Los Angeles and tipped a stripper $15,000. Apparently, Kanye walked in, sat by the bar. He ordered a ice water on the rocks. Because, Kanye's the man of God, so he's not drinking. Said he ordered ice water on the rocks, sat down, and proceeded to tell the stripper his beliefs and what he believes, and just pretty much just wanted to talk to her while she did her makeup, if I'm reading this correctly. She just did her makeup while he talked to her. And after he was done, gave her $15,000. And I assume just left. To me, it sounds like a very Kanye thing to do.
He's going through it.
He's going through it. Yeah.
He's going through it.
Yeah.
Is the divorce finalized?
From what I hear, no. Still ongoing. But shout out to Kanye, one of the greatest ever. Has made some questionable remarks in the past, but hearing stuff like this just remind me as to why he's one of the greatest ever. And that's it for the quick hits.
Hold on real quick. We got sports. We're a minute 18 in. Jacob, how much time do you need? How much time do you need?
An hour 18.
Yeah, hour 18.
I don't need much time to talk about this.
All right, we got 6 minutes on the clock.
All right, let's get it.
6 minutes on the clock. I'm here to tell Wilson Angelique Elliott Cheney that is not his real middle name, but he'll understand why I said that. Angelique Wilson Cheney, whatever your name is, you Miami Heat fan, your team is no longer in the playoffs, and I can't tell you what I want to tell you on these airwaves, right? So I sent it to him in a text. So what I said to you guys when I said, Wilson, you can rest in whatever I said. Yeah. Rest in peace to the Miami Heat. That franchise is done.
The franchise? Jesus.
Yeah,
the whole franchise.
That franchise is done. The organization is dead. Pat Riley, I'm dancing on Pat Riley's grave right now.
He's not even dead.
I know he's not. But, hey, him and the Heat are dead. Oh, I got another one. Not Coach K. I respect Coach K. But Duke University, oh, you're done. Next season will be Coach K's last season. His farewell tour will begin next season. And I don't know who he's going to pick to play his because the head coach for basketball makes his own schedule. I don't know who Coach K is going to pick to play against. We might see Syracuse. We might see a whole bunch of teams that we never thought we'd see. Georgetown and just, whoever else makes it fun and worthy. But shout out to Coach K, but Duke University, you're done. No one's going to Duke after this. No one's going to UNC anymore. Those basketball heavens are done. All right, it's time for Texas Southern. Yeah, we finna blow up. We the third best basketball team in Texas. You know what it is. Well, we finna be who's number 2?
Who's 1 and 2?
1 and 2. Right now it's Baylor. Baylor's number 1.
Baylor is number 1.
Number 2 would have been Texas Tech, but they just lost their coach. And I don't know who's number 2. I'll say this.
Hey, it's Mean Green because we made it to the tournament. It's us. It's UNT. Mean Green.
Oh goodness. I forgot you went to school there. All right, so Mean Green don't want to play us, but it's cool. So either way, UNT and Texas Southern are both better than U of H. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yes.
Facts. I can't stand U of H, but it is what it is. Now, there's one more thing I have to say, and then I'm going to hand it over to the Basketball NBA Insider because I've been waiting to hear what he has to talk about on the basketball side all week long for the past 6 days. But Danny Ainge. I'm so happy when Danny Ainge announced that he's letting go. Because you know what? On a serious note, I really thought Danny Ainge did a few former Celtic players wrong. One of them being Isaiah Thomas. I think the Celtics owe Isaiah Thomas a max contract right now. He should be making $30 million a year right now. He really should. If CJ McCollum can get paid $29 million to be a Robin, not a Batman, he's a Robin. And he makes $29 million a year, and he's costing people games. He's stepping out of bounds on the sideline, costing Damian Lillard a 55-point game win. Yeah, you could have gave Isaiah Thomas a max. You didn't have to be a max, but it could have been 30 to 20 to 25 million a year. So Danny Ainge is leaving the Celtics. Brad Stevens is taking over. I'm happy about that. Also, I'm glad the Celtics didn't win in the playoffs. The franchises that city has a known history of hatred. So it is what it is. So those are my basketball people that I want to tell them to rest in peace. Rest in peace to the Miami Heat franchise, the Celtics franchise, Danny Ainge, and Pat Riley. Even though Pat Riley, he did a lot of great things for black people. I'll say that. But for right now, for basketball's sake, this is on the court. This is for stuff on the court and in the front office. You can all. This room is really hot. I'm sweating. You can all leave in basketball. Yeah, you all live in basketball heaven. Now we'll take it away to the NBA Insider. Look, he's getting his makeup ready. He has his CarMax ready. So go ahead, take it away, man.
So I just want to shout out Coach K, first of all, because that is one of the greatest college basketball coaches ever. So I hope he has a long and great and enjoyable retirement. All best wishes to you, Coach K. And to start with Danny Ainge, I love Danny Ainge as a general manager. Danny Ainge is probably one of the best general managers in the NBA right now. That he did do Isaiah wrong, like dirty. He did him dirty.
He did me dirty,
and everybody will agree with you, Isaiah, that he got wronged. And but I don't understand why Danny's like looking like stepping down, because Danny's a great GM. The Celtics had like a good year despite all the injuries they had. I mean, they had injuries from the whole team, and they still made it to playoffs and did decent against a stacked Nets team. And I don't see Brad Stevens as a GM though. Like, I don't understand that move. Is Danny like training him to become a good GM? Because Brad before this was a college coach. Yes. Where is GM in this Like, I guess the whole thing with God, I forgot that coach's name. Who was a college coach? He was a good college. Rick Pitino. When he went to the Nets and he was their GM coach, and he royally screwed it.
Yes, he did.
But what are you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say this. He says he's stepping down because of he wants to be a grandpa.
Oh.
Family reasons. He wants to be a grandpa. He wants to enjoy his grandchildren, his kids, and you have to think. Danny Ainge has been in basketball since the late 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on the Celtics since the late 70s, all through the 80s, playing with Kevin McHale and Larry Bird.
And also in the late 70s and early 80s, Danny Ainge was also playing for the Blue Jays.
Toronto?
Yep.
Okay. Playing baseball.
So Danny Ainge played in the MLB and in NBA. But shout out to Danny Ainge. I understand that, man. We all got families and we all want to spend as much time with them. And especially being a GM, you're probably using the most time out of every member of that organization. Like, you're probably working nonstop compared to anybody. So shout out to them. I really want to see what Brad Stevens does because I don't see Brad Stevens as a GM. I really want to know who the Celtics are going to get as a coach now because I heard they're looking at Jason Kidd, and I don't see that at all. But right now we're in the playoffs. Bucks advance. Nets playing them. They advance too. Yeah. Looks like the Lakers about to lose their series, and I hope my Mavs win. That's all it comes down to. Like, we're going back to LA tied up, and if we don't win one game or the next game, it's over.
Listen, Kristaps Porzingis is a fraud.
Yeah, trade him away. Give us Bradley Beal. I want Bradley Beal on our team. I want Bradley Beal.
Okay, that's a stretch. I was going to trade KP for Damian Lillard, but
boy, they would no. Damian's not leaving Portland. He's never leaving Portland.
Listen, man, the fans deserve it. I want Adam Silver to think of a way to get him to either New York, get him to. He has to listen. He has to go somewhere else. I love seeing him. I love seeing him in red, but still, I need to see Damian Lillard somewhere else.
I would love to see Dame in a big market, but I doubt he'll ever leave Portland, and I doubt Portland would ever want Dame to leave.
Mm-hmm. Man, I had one more thing. That's not what. There's nothing else on our topic list, Ricardo.
That's it.
That's it. There's no more sports that I can think of. I'm trying to think. No NBA. I mean, not NBA. NFL. NFL's not starting up yet. Yeah, I guess that is it. I'll say this. Ricardo, you can start playing our closing song.
All right.
But I'll say this first. We turn down a little bit. There you go, right there. So, turn it back up a little bit. Hold on. I'll let you get it right. Ricardo's testing his audio. He has a way to mix guys, so bear with us. Hold on. There you go, right there, Ricardo. That sounds good.
Okay.
So, I'll say this. We have to find a way to just view people. We gotta find a way to view people. Like I said, when I met that Trump supporter the other day, had no idea it was gonna be about Hillary. I thought he was gonna. I mean, listen, man. When I seen his shirt, but I'm thinking, because he didn't have no "Make America Great" hat. He just had a shirt, and it was like "Crooked Hillary," and I'm like, so they're blaming Hillary now. They're no longer blaming Obama. I'm with it. As long as black people ain't getting blamed, hey, I'm here for it. So, this has been a hour and 30-minute episode of the Minority Agenda podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Thornton. To my right again was Jacob Gray.
Yes, sir.
The basketball insider, Jacob Gray. Jacob, don't say your middle name because then we can find your information. So,
yeah.
And then to my left was Ricardo Mexicano, the hip hop encyclopedia. He's the Luchador Tag Team Intercontinental Champion of the world.
I'm the Shelton Benjamin of the podcast game.
You're Shelton Benjamin of the pod. It sounds like you're in the game's beat now, like when you talk.
I'm doing flips off the Money in the Bank ladder.
Right. So Ricardo's great. Jacob's great. Baby Luke is great. And you know, this has been a really good week. Again, this next episode, we are going to come out on Thursdays now. So from here on out, we'll be coming out on Thursdays of each week. And so that will give us time to prepare and have a really great show. I really thought today's show was great. I thought we did an amazing job on what little topics.
Got a lot of.
What little topics we have. Coy Leray, if this finds you, if this comes to you, this was not to bash you. This was legitly to tell you, like, hey, right now, this is just a building stage. You know, Nicki Minaj hit her up. Nicki Minaj hit her up and said, hey, they're listening to the music. That's why they weren't moving. They were trying to understand.
They're trying to understand what was going on.
Right, because some of them songs they ain't never heard, which all means to you. I've never heard any of those songs. But I know you for a bar. So maybe, man, we don't have enough time to talk about this. I know, all right, instrumental's still going. We don't have enough time to talk about this. I know, right? Let me ask you this real quick. Ricardo, when Plies came out with Ran Off on the Plug Twice.
Yes.
Did you think that was only like a Vine song or a, not even a Vine? Yeah, Vine was still out. Vine was still popping. You thought that was just a Vine song?
I heard the song before it became like a meme.
Okay.
So like, I think once people really started like gravitating toward it and like looking at that, you know, because it was literally just one part where he said ran off on the plug twice.
Right.
Yeah.
But the rest of that song is amazing.
Yeah.
And people don't talk about that. So I just, man. So I'll save that for next week, or I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody else who blows up off of that. Now this is my time to pass it to Ricardo. I talk a lot in this pod. Jesus.
Yes.
I've gone through. And we don't have a water sponsor this week. I just want to tell people what I'm drinking.
We have never been sponsored by water.
Don't do that, Ricardo. Don't lie to the people. Because look, they're going to see me drinking some clear. They're going to be like, oh, what you drink Everclear? No, I don't drink. I don't drink or smoke. I'm drinking Poland Springs this week.
Poland Springs.
This comes from Maine. I have a water plug now. So shout out to my water plug. You know who you are if you make it this far into the podcast. So go ahead, Ricardo, take us away. Or Jacob, do you have anything else you want to say?
Hey, y'all just be easy out there.
No, okay. Do you want to say anything to Wilson? You want to talk some trash to Wilson real quick? Wilson's.
Oh yeah, me and Wilson got our pod coming on Friday, so it'll probably be out next week. Be sure to listen to that. And Wilson, sucks for your Heat. They got swept. I hope my team don't lose, so I can talk trash to Wilson.
No, I talk trash to Wilson regardless. I just sent him his own tweet about the Eagles. He's been crying ever since. And shout out to Hefe. Yeah, big special thanks to Hefe Strong. He sent me. Yeah, he's doing good. He's in New York right now. He's working on something.
Hey, I saw that Shining got up to 15K views. Hey, shout out Big Hefe on that.
Yeah, my mama really enjoys that music video, so she really appreciated the message. And then also shout out to my Billy Goat. I'm not giving you a name because I don't know how long you're gonna be alive. I don't know how long you're gonna be a part of this family. But shout out to the Billy Goat. If you would like to see the Billy Goat, I might make that the cover. I don't know. Well, we'll see.
You'll make that the cover.
You want that to? Did you look in the Twitter? Look into the Twitter DMs.
I saw it. It's an adorable goat.
It's an adorable.
Yeah, I like that goat. I'll take that goat if you don't want it.
Y'all take the. Oh my god.
I will definitely 100%. I will take that goat.
Where are you gonna bring a goat to Dallas? You?
No, I'll take it to my parents' house. Just so my dad would want it and my mom would trip. My mom would be like, we don't need that. What they goat here? Oh my god.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, Ricardo. Man. Anything else you want to say?
All right. This has been the GOAT podcast. We're not black. We're not white. It's funny because he is black and white. We're something in the middle. This has been the Minority of the Podcast, and we are out.
Bow.